if you're looking for a dapper game of deduction, then you might want to check out Dinosaur Tea Party. In this game, players will take on different roles of dinosaurs that are at the tea party who have certain various traits, such as are they drinking tea, are they wearing a hat, etc. As people ask each other questions about those traits, so are you wearing a hat, players will either say yes and put a tea bag up in front of them saying, yes, I am wearing a hat, or no, I am not wearing a hat, so that players will remember what those answers are moving forward. If you get a yes to one of your questions, you can continue asking questions either to the same player or to another player at the table, but if you get a no, your turn will end and play will pass around so that other players can have the opportunity to ask questions. Some players will also have to answer a certain way depending on if the dinosaur role that they have has a quirk, so some will always say no, someone will always lie, and someone will always switch their answer, which will make it harder to guess what role they have. If you don't want to guess a trait, you can instead guess the dinosaur's name, and if you get the name correct, you will get a sugar cube, and the first player to 3 sugar cubes wins. Also, when you guess the name of a dinosaur, if you are correct, that player will get a new dinosaur roll from the pile so that other players can continue asking them questions without knowing who they are. I thought that this game was really cool. If you like deduction games, then this one is a really simple one, doesn't have a lot of rules, so it's easy to get to the table and pretty easy to play with just about anybody. I did think it was a little bit strange at first to kind of get more and more turns if you do get yeses, because especially early on, like if somebody has a fresh roll or at the beginning of the game, you don't know anything about them, so you don't know if you're going to get a yes or a no, so it's kind of just lucky, random of the draw, like, oh, do you have a hat on? Oh, yes. Okay, great. I get to keep asking questions. And I did think that was a little bit weird because some players effectively got more turns than others because of getting a yes off of their first question. Whereas if I ask, oh, are you wearing jewelry? And I get a no, my turn immediately ends. But I think that because the game is short and turns are really quick, ultimately, it kind of balances out. And another great thing about it is that it's really easy to reset and play again. So that's also really nice that even if you have a game where somebody gets really lucky, gets lots of yeses, gets to keep going, and then guesses a bunch of the dinosaurs just because they got lucky with the questions they were asking before guessing the names, you can reset really easily and play again. So if you like deduction games, I think that this one is really cool. I think it has a really unique feel to it. I think it also benefits a little bit from kind of leaning into the theme of it all and kind of asking the questions in a very role-playing kind of manner. So really taking on those roles of the dinosaurs and being at a tea party and kind of going into that theme a lot more. So I thought that that was really fun if you have the right group for that as well. But even if you don't play like that and you're just asking simple questions, hey, are you wearing a hat? Hey, are you wearing glasses? I think that that's also just really fun. There's also an advanced variant where instead of putting the tea bag in front of you no matter what, you won't put the nose in front of you, and so players just have to remember that you've already answered that question and you said no to it. And I think that that's really interesting as well once you kind of get the hang of the game to kind of make it a little bit more difficult. But ultimately, I thought that this game had great art, really nice components, was really simple to set up and clean up, and it was really approachable to a wide audience. So if you like deduction games, you definitely need to check this one out. You can see my full review on the blog